I've had this song on loop all day, and I'm still not tired of it, boy. I'm telling you. Oh. I worked out to this song. I went to the bank today, had to stand in that long line to this song. Got back in the car to this song. I should be tired of it by now, right? But I'm not. No. And I walked in the bank just like this, too, with my headsets on. Give me $25. What? I ain't got that much in the account? What? What about this card? Okay, what about this card right here? That will work? All right, I'm just gonna step out then. I'm gonna step out. My. And I'm not tired yet. No way. Listen, that is a timeless classic 35 years ago. And it still sounds like it's a brand new song. It still sounds like fresh, new energy 35 years later, everybody. Wow, everybody's rocking out. Listen, you're tuned to the best station on the planet. We're Radio Free 102.3 KJLH. Welcome to the KJLH Quarantine Concert Series, everybody. Shout going out to our sponsor, U.S. Bank. We're sponsoring the entire week and also last week's program as well. U.S. Bank, equal housing lender, member FDIC. Tonight, I got a legend on with me tonight, everybody. A legend. I mean, a quadruple threat. We're talking about singer, songwriter, actor, author. We call her the queen of percussion. Y'all know who I'm talking about, right? The very lovely, the very beautiful Sheila E. Give it up, everybody. Welcome to the program tonight. How are you?
I'm so blessed. I mean, gosh, I'm here. We're in the quarantine and my family's healthy, and that's the most important thing. And and then you playing that song just brings back so many memories, especially because you played the long version, which I hardly hear. That is a long version.
It is a long version. Remember back in the day, we had those 12-inch singles.
Absolutely.
12-inch maxi singles, we would call them, right back in the 80s. Listen, and I haven't forgotten them. And trust me, when I play your music, like I play the long versions. I don't play the little radio edits, the 3.5 minute. Nah, that's not enough for me. It's not enough.
No, it's amazing because I forgot. You know, like every couple of bars, I remember, oh, this is coming. Oh, this is coming. You know, it's interesting that, you know, all of that being put together and the memories of how it happened and what had happened, and, you know, the little things of like, Frère Jacques, dormez-vous. That was in there. We put it in there, but, you know, there was also a thing where we were told that you couldn't do more than 8 bars of a melody, and then you had to pay for it. So we did like Frère Jacques, dormez-vous, dormez-vous.
And that was it. Right. Wow.
Yeah.
Hey, but listen, everybody wants to know this. So how have you been holding up during this pandemic?
It's been amazing. You might hear my dog bark. She's here with me. Her name's Emma, and a lot of people know she's a mixed pit, but she's here with me. My mom and dad stay with me off and on. I want to make sure that they're okay. So, you know, most importantly is their health and their well-being, and making sure that they're okay, and you know, getting food, or they stay here so they don't have to worry about it. My mom and my sister stayed here for like a week while my dad took a break from my mom.
It's necessary.
You know, they've been together. They're going to celebrate 64 years of marriage this year.
Oh,
so,
wow. Look at that.
Amen
wow.
for that.
All praises to the Father, boy. But
right there.
Because Pops know there's nothing like a good Southern woman. He knows it. I mean, Southern women are the best in the world. I mean, they cater to you. I mean, he ain't gonna get it like that nowhere else. No way.
No, let me tell you, my dad, my dad, wait a minute, where is it? Let me find, oh, here it is. My dad has a book out called My Life in the Key of E that y'all need to get. It's on his website.
Yeah.
You have to get this book. You have to get this.
Yeah.
My dad was amazing. He wrote this book, a memoir, and it's so amazing because every time we hear him do an interview, he talks about different things that we've never heard of. There's endless stories. And he talks about going to school and walking, 6-7 miles to meet my mom because she thought she was fine.
Right.
You know, she was fine. And she said, I saw this cute little boy who would come. He wore the same suit every day with his little fur, it was a wool coat over his, and my dad, he is like dressed to kill every day.
Right,
so
of course.
He wore a suit to go walk to school to meet my mom. Come on now.
Look at that. Look at that. Oh. And you're absolutely right. Your father is amazing. I had a chance to interview him a few times. I mean, I was nervous as heck to do it, right? I was working at a little radio station called KBLX, 102.9 KBLX, and I forgot what show we had on, we were putting on. But of course, the entire Bay Area loves and know of Pete Escobedo and the Escobedo family. I mean, they come on. And not just the Bay, but all over the world. So when I was given the opportunity to sit down and have a conversation with him, I'm like, wow. That's one of the highlights of my life right there.
Oh, I'm so glad. I'm gonna let him know. No, he would appreciate that.
Absolutely.
He's an amazing man.
And
I've learned so much from him. So. And
another one of my highlights is being able to talk to you as well. So thank you for accepting our invitation to be a part of the KJLH Quarantine Concert Series. I know that you and Stevie are very, very close friends because you turned it out at the last KJLH Stevie Wonder House Full of Toys benefit concert. I mean, explosive. And the thing about you is like, you don't have to work up to it. I mean, you came out with fire and dynamite behind you. I mean, what? Now, where do you get that from? I know you come from a very musical family, but where do you get that fire from?
I have to say, it's really my mom. My mom is amazing. She is a rock, and she's always gone for, she goes for what she believes in, what she wants to do. And, big family. We have a huge family and a lot of brothers she had. And she was, her and her sisters, they were all tomboys, and they, we see our brother playing baseball, football, basketball, bowling, whatever it may be, they wanted to do the same thing. So my mom fought to let's do our own league. Let's play baseball. Let's go for it. If we can do whatever. Oh, don't tell me I can't do something because I'm going to go back and prove you wrong. That's my mom.
Wow.
It's that get up and go, and that I mean, right now she's 82. She'll be 83 in September, and she will kick my butt in ping pong. She will kick my butt like one-on-one basketball. She's 82.
You got to be kidding me.
Like a couple of months ago, she was trying to climb the tree to go up, really climb a tree.
No, you got to be
kidding. Why are you climbing a tree? She had a ladder, but she was halfway up. And I said, what are you doing? Do you know how old you are? And she laughed. I said, get down from the tree and go to your room. You're on a punch.
She was raised that way. See what I'm saying? I mean, it's very, very hard to separate yourself from how you were raised. And that's basically it. You know what I mean? And I'm sure that those sorts of activities keeps her young.
It does. And my parents, they walk every day. They work out every day, a little bit of something every single day. And yeah, it's just, they keep going, they keep moving. And I think, definitely I get that from my parents,
right,
to be able to just go with the fire. Like my dad always said, the first time that you go out to play and people see you, the first thing is like presentation and what they're going to see. You only get that one chance. So if you're going to go out there and go, oh, maybe I'll see how this works. No, you go out there and you give it your 150% and you kill it and you walk away going, I did all that I could have done for that performance.
Listen, and you absolutely do that with every performance I've seen you perform in. I mean, every last one of them, and going through your bio at a very young age, how did you land gigs with George Duke? One of the best pianists, in the entire world, and you were barely 20 years old. How did that all come about? I mean, I know it's fate. I know it was part of the plan and the purpose that God has created for your life, but how did you recognize that plan early on?
When I played with my dad at 15, I basically didn't think that being a musician was going to be my career or my choice. I was training to be in the Olympics. So I loved being an athlete. That's who I was. And the one show that I did with my dad basically changed my life. And during that time, My dad and I were playing in a club in San Francisco called the Reunion, and it was a crazy little club. And we were playing there, and Billy Cobham walked in, the famous, amazing, still alive, ridiculous drummer, Billy Cobham. Those of you who don't know, look him up. And he walked into the club, and he saw my dad and I performing. And he said, you know what, I want to produce your next record. And we're going, yeah, whatever. You know, you hear that. And he said, no, I'll come back in like 3 or 4 months after I get back from tour, and I'll produce your record. He came back during that year in September. We talked about doing the record. We did it. That's how I met George Duke, was through Billy Cobham, because him and George had a project called the Cobham Duke Project. And so they were together performing out on tour. And they'd known each other forever. And George Duke was also from the Bay Area. And Billy Cobham lived in the Bay Area a lot. They loved just the environment and being around in the Bay. So that's how I met George Duke. And then playing with Billy for many years and doing a couple of records with him, he produced my father and I. Then George said, look, I'm going out on tour. You know, I'd like to talk to your dad to see if it's okay if I bring you out on tour, because you're really young and I want to make sure it's okay. So, and it was a challenge, because playing with my dad, I mean, it was like the first big gig that I had ever had, and going out on tour and leaving, you know, Oakland, California was a big deal, to fly to Bogota, Colombia, South America, and tour with him. And, you know, right before then, they were touring with Earth, Wind & Fire and Temptations and Stevie, and, you know, it was huge. So for me to be in that environment, growing up in that, it was just amazing. It brought my musicianship to a level that I had never experienced before. So coming back from that, it's just like, okay, to go out with another artist, I was, you know, so blessed to be with my dad and to watch his leadership and musicianship. To go with someone else and then not have anyone that I really knew to be around me was interesting. So George talked to my dad and said, look, I'll take care of her. Don't you worry about it. I'm Uncle George. It's all good. And I was really excited to do it. And it's crazy, because with George, it was the time of my life that it was like being with my dad in a sense, but a family member, but also experiencing George allowed me to grow as a musician and as an artist, where I developed, you know, learning how to play different time signatures, from playing, you know, R&B to gospel to jazz to blues, Brazilian music. Funk. I mean, he played everything. Everything. So being allowed to create in that environment and switching genres nonstop in one evening, you know, it was a blessing, you know. So George was like very influential in helping me figure out who I wanted to be as an artist and a musician.
Yeah, you know, may he rest in peace. Rest in peace. So you would credit, you know, your dad and your mom for giving you that sort of confidence in your talent and your ability to be on stage and do what you do. Mom and dad, that's awesome. That's awesome.
Absolutely.
If you're just tuning in, you were tuned to Radio Free 102.3 KJLH. And if you don't recognize this young lady, this is the legendary Sheila E., everybody. Sheila E. We're going to take a brief little pause for a second because it is a concert, and I know people are gathered around, you know, the radios and their smart devices watching us tonight, expecting a concert. They want to hear you do something. So can we let's do Glamorous Life. Can we do that? Yeah, sure. Let's do Glamorous Life, everybody. Check this out. It's Sheila E. right here on KJLH.
All right, y'all, let's do Glamorous Life. Okay, instead of timbales, I'm going to do a bongo solo. Everybody needs bongos, right? Let me turn this down so I don't blast you guys out, right? Okay, let's do Glamorous Life. Ready? Here we go. she can't afford it lingerie. She doing brands that make me scream. In the dark, what could he say? Boys with small talk, small mind, really don't impress me a bit. They don't need a man's man, baby. Diamond, Lord only conquers. Come on, she wants to leave. Paris, she don't need a man. She wants to woo. Paris, without love, it ain't much. Woo. Yeah, Paris like she don't. She wants to leave. Paris like without love, it ain't much. Come on. We love you. Have a wonderful and blessed day. Thank you, man. Love you.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Hey, you gotta love technology. You got so how did you gather your band and you had them playing in different places? How did the heck what? And everybody's in sync. What's going on?
I don't know. Technology. We had to figure it out because, you know, this is where we are. This is quarantine time.
Yeah.
And, you know, the most important thing for us as artists is to be able to reach our family. Our family are our fans, and we call them family. Without them, we would be nothing, literally. So I called the band up. I said, look, we have to figure this out. Let's play Glamorous Life. You know, let's play like 2 or 3 songs that we could do as kind of like an unplugged, and I'll sing live, and we'll just make it happen so that we can, you know, at least let people know we're still trying to play together, and we're still trying to spread music and put a smile on someone's face, or for them to be able to dance for like 3 minutes, you know, whatever we can do. So
Yeah.
it was really cool. My band is very awesome. They're from North Carolina. The summer living in Houston, Minneapolis, Oakland, you know, LA. I mean, whatever we needed to do. And that's just my partial band. I mean, we couldn't even get everything together. So yeah.
That's crazy how, I mean, and it's also a good thing too, how we're able to use this virtual space. You know, I try to encourage and also inspire folk as well, to the point where I'm saying this is not doomsday. You know, there's a shifting that's taking place, and you have to pivot, you know, and there's nothing new under the sun, right? So you just have to find a way to make it work in this space, you know, and you absolutely did with that video. I'm like, okay, they're not together. They're in different places, but they're all in sync. I'm gonna figure it out. I'm gonna figure it out one of these days. Why? Listen, and speaking of shifting and pivoting, you know, I hope you don't mind us talking about your relationship, your friendship, your partnership with the Purple One Prince. Do you ever, and I'm sure people ask you questions all the time about that relationship and that friendship, right? Do you ever get tired of that?
No, not at all. No, because, you know, we met each other you know, very early on. I mean, right before the beginning of his career. Um, and he was in the Bay Area, so he loved the Bay Area. He loved coming and hanging out. And
Hmm.
once we met, it was like, you know, let me show him all the cool things of the Bay Area. And he definitely wanted to be there to do his first record because he wanted to be in the environment of Sly and the Family Stone, but
Hmm.
Sly in that environment. He loved Sly. He loved Carlos Santana, and he wanted to be in that environment. So he already loved the Bay Area, you know. And then he followed my career, me being with George, which again, Bay Area, and it's just that connection of the Bay Area. Even though he was in Minneapolis,
Hmm.
Bay Area connection was very huge for him. Um,
How did you
and
guys meet?
we met backstage at one of his concerts. The first time he ever played in the Bay Area, and it was a club called the Circle Star Theater.
I remember the Circle Star Theater at the round stage. Yeah, the
Yeah,
revolving stage.
yeah. Every artist, big artist, they would come and perform there, and that Circle stage, and I went to see him there, and because I had played that venue before, it was no big deal for me to go backstage and say, hey, I want to go say hi to Prince. And
Hmm.
they're like, yeah, Sheila, go ahead, you know. And so it was not a huge deal to get back there. And I walked in and said hello to him and wanted to introduce myself. And he already knew who I was, said that, you know, he had been following my career with George Duke and saw me play on Don Kirshner's rock concert and Midnight Special. And those were back in the day, those were our kind of MTV-ish type VH1 platforms where all different kinds of artists and different genres of artists or different genres of music, they would come and perform on those shows, you know, and we were able to play that show a couple of times. And so we met and, you know, he started hanging out, coming out in the Bay Area, and we just jam, we'd play at my house. I'd show him different areas around the Bay Area, and that was it.
You know, I was going through his discography a few weeks ago, right? And there's a lot of music that I'm just now hearing now. You know, I've always been a fan of his. You know, he shared a lot of himself, but at the same time, he always appeared to be so mysterious, as if he only let just a select few people into his life, into his thoughts, into his imagination, you know. And you were one of those folk that he let in, right? Something that we might not know about Prince, you know, I'm sure that you do. What kind of person was he? Like his personality. I mean, we've seen the Prince on television and of course listening to the records and this and that, but you know, forget all that. What type of person he was?
He was a little bit of course, what you saw. Absolutely. I mean, that was real. You know, I think the mysterious part is, as you know, we've gotten deeper into technology where everybody knows everybody's business just about, you know, and it's hard to not be private about your life. So, I mean, things that everyone knows. I mean, he was first of all, he dressed well, always. He loved sports, and he was really incredibly, like, I don't know how many songs he would basically write a day because we would go in his, I mean, I was in the studio with him constantly. Like I never went home, you know?
Wow.
And to be able to be as versatile as he was, I mean, being that genius, like, I've never met anyone like that. You know, I know that I recorded over 200 songs with him that I still haven't heard yet.
It's crazy.
They've not even come out yet. So, I mean, they're in the vault. I've heard maybe 10 songs in the last couple of years that were unreleased that people are releasing. I don't know how they got them, but they did. Right. But the other part about him was he was funny. He loved to laugh. He loved having parties, as you know, and having people around, and just that was a way of communicating with people, was performing, you know, and his music spoke volumes to who he was as a person, and how he felt. So he didn't have to talk about it. He just did it. That's who he was.
Yeah. And you're still doing a lot to honor his legacy, aren't you?
I mean, always. I mean, he's, you know, at some point, it's like we had done so much together. You know, we were in each other's lives forever, and most of our lives. But you know, there was so much music that we had done and created, and I recorded with him, I engineered, you know, whatever. I mean, how can I not? Because it's a part of who I am as well, you know? So I never get tired of it, because it's a part of my life. It's a part of the history of, partially of why I and who I am now. Yeah,
yeah. One last question about that, Sue. So what is the thing that you miss most about Prince?
Him.
Yeah.
That encompasses everything. Him, who he was, everything about him, except for a couple of things, but everything else. No.
Right.
Everything else, yeah, it's him. You take it all. I'll take it all. Yeah.
Well, you know, I mean, you held your own. You're Sagittarius, Gemini. You know, I'm a Gemini. I understand exactly where he was. You know, I think he's June 7th. I'm June 8th, right? So I'm like, oh, so a lot of the things that and how he was too kind of reminds me of myself as well. And I'm like, all right, I trying to understand that type of relationship. Only you two can understand that. People try to understand my relationships too, and I'm like, don't even try to make sense of this thing, all right? Don't even try that. And you've been consistent throughout the years. I mean, even without Prince. I got a copy of your brand new CD, your brand new record that you put out, Lemon Cake, right? So, I mean, you still inspired. I mean, you still got that fire behind just writing and producing and singing and this and that, right? That won't ever go away.
No. I mean, I think at the time that I feel in my stomach and in my heart, you know, I say stomach, that gut feeling of, you know, the butterflies, the excitement, being able to create and being transparent, my heart, my blood, sweat, and tears, and how we're able to create and share things, you know, with the world. I mean, things but music, our musicianship and how we feel. And I think that feeling of the butterflies and that excitement, when that goes away, then I know I'm supposed to stop. But I mean, I'm excited every day. You know, right. I have so much more music coming out, which is good, you know. But Lemon Cake was something I just wanted to share with people it was a song that was created kind of in an awkward way. I mean, it was a groove that was created, and I wanted to write with this other artist. Her name is Butterscotch. Okay. And I met her through Mike Phillips, and she was a beatboxer, and I was like, man, you sound like Scratch Records. And I was like, this, really, you're singing that?
With
That's
her mouth?
Not a sample? Yeah, it's not a sample like this is coming out of your mouth. Really? Wow. Okay, so I invited her over, and I had my guitar player, Michael, and Bertrand, my keyboard player, at my studio. Mm-hmm. And so I said, I have like 4 tracks, listen to it and see what you think. But prior to the night before, you know, I got these young kids in the studio with me, and I'm like, come on, let's go. And you know, midnight comes, and I'm waking up going, come on now, this is what let's go. Yeah. You know? And they're just like, my God, I need some Red Bull. I need a monster.
And for you, it's like the vortex of creativity is opening right now at midnight. Let's get underneath this thing.
They're like,
Right.
I'm like ready to go, and they're going, oh my God. So anyway, the next morning I go to the store and I get them Red Bull, Monster drinks, all this.
Not for you, but for them.
Not for them,
Right,
not me.
right.
I'm good. 5 hour. I don't care what I got. So I just got a bag full of sugar, really. Right. And then I saw this lemon cake, and I'm like, I'll just try this lemon cake because I'm picky about my lemon cake. So anyway, I bring that in, and butterscotch is there, and we're, passing out all the Red Bull and all this stuff. And so we started playing her the tracks, and when we got to the lemon cake groove, she said, wait, hold on, I like that. Wait, because it's a feel thing, and I'd never written with her before, and this was new. And, sometimes you can write with people right away. It's a thing. It's got to feel right. You can't force the creativity in which it happens. So she listened to it. She's like, yeah. Wait, I'm coming up with something. She's kind of like freestyling the first verse. And so then I started passing out the lemon cake, and I was like, well, hold on. Let me taste this lemon cake first, because everyone knows I'm picky about my lemon cake. I taste the lemon cake, and I'm like,
wrote a song about it.
So
Want to hear
good.
it? Here we go. Wow.
Oh my God, this is amazing. They're going, come on. I said, no, this is so good. So everyone's starting to taste it. I was like, oh man. And then we started playing that groove, and I was like, this song should be about lemon cake. It just kind of happened like that. And then I started explaining to them about, the story between about lemon cake, how Prince loved, lemon cake, he loved chocolate. We love sweets in the studio when we were recording, and I ended up making a lemon cake for him, and it was just my little story about him loving my lemon cake.
Wow.
And it happened because of all the sugar these young people need.
But listen, it is absolutely a beautiful, delicious song. And I want to play it for the listeners right now. And maybe after the song, maybe you and your virtual band can come together and do it live. How about that?
Sounds good.
But take a listen, everybody. This is brand spanking new. Go and get this right away. It is available everywhere you get your music. Amazon. I found it on Spotify. It's on Apple Music. It's everywhere. It's the latest from Sheila E. It's called Lemon Cake. And you just heard the story of what inspired this song. Take a listen to it. You heard it first right here on KJLH. Here we go.
Sitting here just chilling to the vibe, feeling alright. I can do this all day, all night. It's not like I had a choice in this. The taste you left on my lips, it's so amazing. Let's go dancing, 'cause everything I do for you. I just wanna stick to you like glue. Yeah, I know it's you. Though I thought that we were through, but can't stop thinking of you. Can't stop thinking of you, no. Can't stop thinking of you. Can't stop thinking of you, no. Can't stop thinking of you. Can't stop thinking about you too. Everything I do, every single thing I do for you. Boy, he loved my lemon cake. Blame it on the lemon cake. Yes, he loved the lemon cake. Royalty at lemon cake. Late at night is when I want you the most. Don't want no eggs, orange juice or toast. Just looking at you, licking my lips. I can't do this till I get the kiss. Crumbs crumbling down. I just want you all around. Everything you do to me, inch by inch. But honestly, do I dare? Yes, I care. 'Cause all I do is think of you. Can't stop thinking of you. every single thing I do for you. Boy, he loved my lemon cake. Blame it on the lemon cake. Yes, he loved the lemon cake. Royalty and lemon cake. Come on, let's make this cake. Come on, let's make this cake. Boy, he loved my lemon cake. Blame it on the lemon cake. Oh, he loved my lemon cake. 'Cause he's in love with my lemon cake. Prince, he loved my lemon cake.
That beat is beaten too, boy. Woo! I tell you what we're gonna do. Let's check out the acoustic version of it, all right? The acoustic version. It's Sheila E. It's her newest song called Lemon Cake. Y'all check her out right here on KJLH.
Hi, everybody. We're really excited to be here with you today. Some of my band members are here, and we're going to jam a little something. This is the new single called Lemon Cake. This is a kind of like an unplugged kind of vibe, and I might be reading a little bit of the lyrics because this is brand new. We haven't recorded, well, after we recorded it, we haven't performed it live ever. This is the first time, so we're excited. All right, y'all ready? Here we go. Okay. Here we go. Woo! All right. Yeah. Sitting here just chilling to the vibe and feeling alright. I can do this all day, all night. It's not like I had a choice in this. The taste you left on my lips, it's so amazing. Let's go dancing, 'cause everything I do for you. I just want to stick to you like glue. Yeah, I know it's true. Though I thought that we were through, but can't stop thinking of you. I can't stop thinking of you, no. Can't stop thinking of you. I can't stop thinking of you, no. I can't stop thinking of you. I can't stop thinking about you too. Everything I do, every single thing I do for you. Boy, you love my lemon cake. Blame it on the lemon cake. Yes, he loved my lemon cake. Royalty and lemon cake. Late at night is when I want you the most. Don't want no eggs, orange juice or toast. Just looking at you, licking my lips. I can't do this till I get the kiss. Crumbs crumbling down. I just want you all around. Everything you do for me, inch by inch. But honestly, do I dare? Yes, I care. 'Cause all I do is think of you. I can't stop thinking of you. I can't stop thinking of you, no. I can't stop thinking of you. I can't stop thinking of you, no. Can't stop thinking of you. I can't stop thinking about you too. Everything I do, every single thing I do for you. Boy, he loved my lemon cake. Blame it on the lemon cake. Yeah. Yes, he
the lemon cake. Woo. Prince, he loved my lemon cake. Yes. Aw, thank y'all so much. That was dope. Oh my God, that was fun. Whew, y'all getting a little funky up in there. Remix, yes. All right.
I'm gonna figure out how y'all did that. I'm gonna download some YouTube tutorials and go like, how did they get everybody all over the place? And you said they were in Minneapolis, Houston, where else? The Bay Area, North Carolina.
North Carolina, yeah.
And
Los Angeles, Oakland. Yeah.
And you were in the Bay. Wow. And everything was in sync. I gotta say, Sheila, that song is a hit.
Oh, thank you.
It's a hit. It's a hit.
I know people like it. It was a lot of fun to do. And like I said, butterscotch, like that breakdown, let's bake this cake, boom, all that, that's her. That's beatboxing. That's no drum machine.
You gotta be kidding me. No.
That's her.
Are you serious?
Yeah, no, it's amazing. It's incredible. A lot of that comes from her beatboxing right there on the spot. It was amazing. She's incredible.
Oh, yeah. Wow. Well, props to her. Props to her. Now, that's the single. So is there an album going to follow this single?
I don't know. I mean, I have enough for 3 records already.
You got enough for 10, 15. You wrote over 200 songs with Prince that's in that vault. Come on.
Yeah. I mean, right now, like I have like 3 records ready. I don't know because I don't know. I almost feel like I don't want to do an album anymore. Like it's just singles. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of been praying about it because I do want to. I've never done a gospel record before, and I do want to do that. So that would be considered a real album. And I want to do a salsa record. You know.
Oh yeah.
So that's in the works, and that would be considered an album.
Yeah.
But following this, I don't know. I mean, we do have a lot of songs ready to go. We're going to release a couple more in the next 4 weeks already. Again, so,
look at that. Well, she listen.
You're
the queen. You could do whatever you want, whenever you want. You know, and I mean, and you still got it. I mean, you're still just as. I mean, you're not aging one bit, which is crazy. So I don't know if you want to talk about your dietary plan that you on, maybe some advice you could give the folk on how to stay looking young forever. That's the name of your new book. That's the name of your new book right there. Stay Looking Young Forever by Sheila E. I don't want no credit for that. It's all yours. It's all yours.
It's all about the heart. It's all about your choices and how you want to, the choices that we make and how we deal with things in life every single day, But my family, my mom and dad, they love to laugh. They love to make people happy. They love serving. And we continue to serve and, be students of life, but laughter and love, and God and family and friends and, is staying as positive as possible, These are not easy times. There are things that, in the last couple of weeks, especially this week for all of us, has just been, I had to shut down. It broke me. It broke me where I was going into the studio and I couldn't, so it's very challenging and there's a lot to be said, and there's so much that I could say that you would not know me if I ended up being that person.
Mm-hmm.
And I have to come to a place of trying to be somewhat of a light to those to be inspired, because it also inspires me to continue to be happy, stay happy. It's hard. It really is challenging.
Yeah, I shared this with my audience last week. After watching that video of George Floyd lose his life, by the knee, not the hand, but the knee of that officer, right? And still to this day, it's still, it's constantly replaying in my mind over and over again. And I said on the air, and I have to be honest, because I feel like maybe I was, or still been for the past 20 years at KJLH, been that voice of calm, that voice of reason, just to kind of help build people's faith up, and even scripture says that faith comes by hearing and hearing by his word. So I'm always just throwing little scriptures here and there just to kind of help build that faith up. But last week, it just wasn't in me to do that at all, and I said, it's very hard to do what I feel that I've been created and called to do during this time, because I've been saying the same thing over and over again, and we have yet to see any results. Just the blatant injustices that's been happening to our people.
It is, and it's nonstop. And as some people have said, I mean, it's not that it's changed a lot. It's changed a little, but it's just being filmed now, and we're capturing it because of technology. And it's just sad to see that there's so much hatred and racism against a human being, another human being. It's uncalled for. And our silence is harmful. We have to speak out. Our silence is harmful.
You're right. We're out of time right now, but I want to give you the opportunity to, you don't call them your fans. I heard you say that. You call them your family, which is good. Just some closing remarks, maybe some words of encouragement, something that you can give them to hold on to through not only this pandemic, but everything else that we're going through as a nation, so the floor is yours.
I just have to say to everyone watching and listening to this now that, times are hard. I can't say that things are easy. We all have it hard in different ways, not to compare to each other. My heart is different than yours. My challenges are different than yours. For me, the one thing that keeps me sane is that I pray every single day. I have to believe that I live by faith and not by sight. I have to believe that. I have to believe that God has changed my life. I have to believe that there is a God. I believe that if it wasn't for God in my life, that I would be a different person. I would be angrier than I am now, and that is the saving grace. So those of you who, it's been challenging. I know that for me, I think thinking about the people that have been left home in this time of quarantine, and I say left home because some people in abusive situations, it's been hard. If you have a way to reach out to someone, to call someone, abuse is up at this time, and that's challenging to hear. Suicide is up at this time. I guarantee you, there is help out there, to make a phone call and say, I need help. Tell someone your story. I need help. Sharing what has happened to you is going to save your life. Sharing with someone, getting away. And these times, again, are challenging, but you have to find a way to survive if you really want to live. And I do want to live, and I do want to be the change and part of the change. And I do want to be somewhat of a light to someone. And if you hear my voice right now, just know that we're praying for you. And if you need prayer, you can go to my website, SheilaE.com. We will pray for you. We ask for prayer requests constantly. And as soon as they come in, we have a team of people, and besides myself, that I literally look at every single prayer and pray for that individual every single day. So if you need prayer, just contact us. And I look at all the emails. So it's not like a group of people that are in the office looking at stuff and they pass it on. I'm actually looking at every single email and praying for you individually. So just know that God is good regardless. I know it's hard to say that, some people don't believe in God and why is he doing this? And I'm angry at him. It's a natural thing to be in this place, but I'm going to tell you, it's better with him than without. I guarantee you. So we love you so very much. God bless you. We're praying for you. Stay strong. Be encouraged. Find something that makes you happy, even if it's for one moment. Step outside, say a prayer, look at the sun, look at something, look at a flower, look at something blossom, something that makes you happy, and try to remember that place. Okay?
I done figured it out. That's why God is preserving your youthfulness, because you are much, much needed here on this planet. That is beautiful. That is a beautiful heart. That is a beautiful soul, you know. And I thank you. I thank you. Yeah, from my heart. Ladies and gentlemen, please, one more time for the legendary, the very beautiful Sheila E., everybody. Yeah. Hold that book up again from your dad. Tell him I say hello, and your mom. This is his. And when did this book come out?
This book came out about not even a year ago, I think. My Life in the Key of E.
My Life in the Key of E. That's a good dude right there. Go and support him as well. And that entire family, the Escovedo family, support them. Sheila, thank you, my love, all right? You stay sweet. Hang in there. And I'm going to your website. I'm going to put my name on that prayer list, too.
Yes, please do.
Definitely. All right, we're out. Everybody, tonight's show was being brought to you by U.S. Bank. U.S. Bank, equal housing lender, member FDIC. All right, it's the KJLH Quarantine Concert Series right here on Radio Free 102.3. We're KJLH.